a slasher bash. Slasher bash. Slasher bash.
Let's do this, bitch.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Slasher Bash, the podcast where we critique a horror movie franchise movie by movie. I'm so used to saying it that way now. Like, I don't
Just say it. It's fine.
like. I do want to change it, that intro, but it just comes out of my mouth now.
What about like the podcast where two friends talk horror?
Yeah, I mean something along those lines, right?
You know, I'll be drunk sometime.
We
Be like, we're
Slasher
two
Bash,
friends
the
talk
podcast.
horse.
Maybe we don't have to have any slogan. We can just like go right into it. Did you say horse
Horse.
or whores?
Horse. Yes, I said horse.
Horror whores. That was one of my ideas for our podcast name.
Horror horse.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Right? Or horrors, but spelled with like WH.
That would have been a good one.
Oh,
I also
alright.
really, when I thought about that Friday on Elm Street, I was like,
That's
oh,
good.
I wish I'd thought of that before. I'm sure
But it
someone
does-
has, though.
That one kind of sounds like you know, Mad Magazine's like parody of slasher movies. You know what I
True.
mean?
True.
Nightmare on what is it? No, Friday. What was it called? What was your name again?
Friday on Elm Street.
Friday on Elm Street last summer.
I know what you did last Friday on Elm Street.
Yeah, and it's a podcast. It's like a gossip podcast, but all the storylines is like made up about horror movie characters.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
Remember that show, that cartoon Clone High, where they cloned famous historical figures and put them all in high school together?
No, but that sounds awesome.
It was like this Bill Lawrence animated thing on MTV, like, or maybe it's Comedy Central, back in like the 90s or 2000s. And the idea is like, what if you put all these famous people together, but they were all teenage years old? Like, who would be cool? Who would be like?
I want to
nerdy?
like go look that up on YouTube and watch it.
We should do that with horror movies, like killers. You know, like Jason and Freddy, like hanging out in high school.
That'd be fun.
Hell yeah!
I also really want to do sometime if Scream just was a complete reboot and
Yeah.
basically a remake of the first film,
Yeah,
who would you cast
I like
nowadays?
that. I like that a lot. Same characters then, like
Yep.
100% remake, same exact characters.
Yep, who would you cast?
We should do that. Maybe some special episode.
Which, speaking of,
Mhm.
I was not reading. I was listening to one of my YouTubers that I follow was talking about news that he heard about Scream 8. Shout out to Beyond the Mask. I listen to all his shit because he has lots of information before anyone else does.
Nice.
But apparently Paramount, moving forward with the Scream franchise, like wants every episode to be an anthology. Is that the right word when they're like standalone episodes, basically? Like,
Is that official though? I mean, I know like
he said it's not official, but the person who he got the information from is the person who leaked all the Scream 7 information that he had, and it was like all correct. So I don't know.
we should talk about that at some point, like for real.
Yeah. It's interesting if
We
that's the
should,
direction
yeah.
where they're like all standalone films now and not like, because that's why
Do
Scream
you want
is,
that? I don't want to see. I don't want to sit here and talk for like.
I don't want that at
okay.
all, because like that's the whole reason that Scream has been my favorite franchise over all these
Yeah.
others is like, you know, you got Halloween and you've got Nightmare on Elm Street and all these franchises that have a shit ton of movies, but like they don't all have one through line, and Scream has always had its storyline connected in one way or another. And I'm sad to lose that.
What if they swapped through line and instead of like same protagonist, different antagonist, they just made it the same antagonist, different protagonist?
That could be interesting.
Like Halloween or like Friday the 13th, right? Like where maybe you see more of. Well, I think we should shelve this discussion
Okay.
and actually have like we should gather all the rumors and leaks and whatever,
And we'll just do like a Scream
and just do like what we
Scream 8
think
rumor
and
episode.
exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Because like, yeah, I didn't hear that, and I have a lot of instant reaction right now to that, and I don't want to just spew out word vomit.
Unprepared. You're such a
Yeah.
professional. Goddamn
Well,
professional.
I didn't know you were gonna bring that up.
I didn't either. I just watched it
Yeah.
today.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm Ben,
And
you're
I'm
Maddi,
Madison.
and we're here to talk about Heretic, the 2024 film. with Hugh Grant. But before we do that, there's a couple things I think that were two trailers dropped this week that I think we want to just give a quick shout out to. One of which was Clayface, and we'll talk to I think that one second, and then Practical Magic 2, which if nobody knows, Practical Magic 1 is like one of your favorite movies, right? Am I
It is
out of line for saying that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I can't rank like my top 5 films. I can't put in order. Actually, my top 3. Like we've got Sleepless in Seattle, Practical Magic, and Scream, and they're interchangeable.
What an amazing sort of spectrum of films.
I've got a lot of interesting tastes. I think people think I'm just like a horror girly now because this is what we talk about all the time now. But I'm actually like, well, you know, Sleepless in Seattle is my favorite movie.
Well, Practical Magic's like in between those two. So
yeah, exactly.
That's the blending. But I just wanted to, so that trailer came out this week. I had no idea that movie was coming. I'm sure you did.
Oh yeah, I've been following everything about it.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize though that you know, everybody knows Practical Magic was a book, but I don't know if people realize that it actually became 4 books.
Oh wow.
And this one is following the last book, which
I've
obviously read all of them. I love.
You've read the books.
Oh yeah,
I'm not making fun of you.
Alice Hoffman, the author, is like, I own every single one of her books. I love her writing. Okay. Everything has like a witchy or mystical, magical element to it. So I've always loved her writing.
Nice.
But this last book that wraps it up, I don't think most people going into it are familiar with the story. So I know from what I've read that they're following this book. And so there's like going to be some huge shockers for the people who haven't read the book. But it's like the most perfect, if they follow the book even somewhat closely, it's like the most perfect way to wrap this story up. It's so fucking good.
So you're excited. You think, based on what you saw.
There are shots in the trailer that I saw that I'm like, it's going to be the same ending and it's going to be epic and emotional. It's going to be
good. I didn't even know there was, like, I just thought there was just some random sort of rom-com.
I think most people did. That's what I'm saying is I don't think people have any idea.
So they're just skipping the first two, the second and third book, I guess. Or you think they'll obviously have to reference that in this movie.
So the books are kind of interchangeable in how you read them besides Practical Magic and this last one. But the other two, one is a prequel about their ancestor Maria.
Oh, okay.
And how she how the family the Owens came to be in Massachusetts and all of that. And then the other one is when the sisters, Jet and Franny, are growing up in New York before they, I think they inherited the house in Massachusetts. So they're growing up in New York with their brother. And that one, HBO actually was developing as a series. And for some reason it didn't go through, which I was really bummed about because it was, I mean, they're Alice
they would have
Hoffman's
recast it with like younger people, basically, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I've read every single one of her books. They're not all hits for me, but like
they would have turned that into Euphoria with witches. You know what I mean? Like
maybe
you're probably lucky that didn't come out.
Yeah, that's true. Euphoria HBO really loves to be like
Euphoria.
Let's make this as fucking crazy as we can. Let's take this one weird idea and make it.
Look, I love the first season of Euphoria. I haven't watched any of the new one. I just think that HBO would have tried to make something like really relevant and modernize the hell out of it.
Well, you know what they were supposed to make that didn't go through, but it's coming out in August, so we're gonna have to cover is when you finally read the goddamn book, the Bret Easton Ellis book. I want you to read.
Oh yeah. What's it called again? The Strand.
The Shards.
The Shard. I knew it started with an S.
Not the Shards. The Shards. Like the shards of his fractured personality.
Oh,
it's like Bret Easton Ellis's
split
fictional memoir about his time in high school. You'll love it because all the Hollywood, like his
references.
Yes, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
But he was developing it at HBO, and then they split up over creative differences, and I was so bummed because I was like, "Fuck, this show's not going to be made now," and I really want it to be made. Yeah. And Ryan Murphy ended up taking it over and developing it at Fox. So I'm like, this is going to be,
that's dead in the water.
I don't know if I'm going to like it or not.
The first episode will be amazing.
Yeah. And then
the pilot will be amazing. And then it'll just be garbage.
Yep. That tends to happen with his shows.
Anyway, so okay, I guess there's not much to talk about. You say it's gonna follow this book. You're excited.
Mm-hmm.
You think it looks good based on what we saw in the trailer? Because I've never even seen the first movie, so I don't.
What?
Yeah, I know. I
Ben,
might have caught like parts of it on TBS growing up or something. I don't
my
know.
wife walked down the aisle to Crystal from the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Is that a song?
It's a song. Yeah. Stevie Nicks did the song
Oh,
for the
nice.
movie. Yeah. And so
So
Chloe
she's a
walked.
fan as well,
Yes.
or did you make her do?
No, she's a fan.
You
I
will
will
walk down to this song. God damn it.
No, Chloe and I watch this movie constantly. I watch this movie
Yeah.
way more than anything else because we
Yeah.
both just love it. And then we were actually going to have midnight margaritas at our wedding because of this movie, which
That's
You'll-
what they do, I guess.
you'll know what it is when you
Well, they
watch
said that in the
this movie.
trailer. They said it's something about margaritas in the trailer.
It's midnight somewhere.
Okay, cool. Well, that's coming out, so we'll have to review that, I guess.
Yes, we're going to have to do practical magic. It maybe be a little different, but it's witches, so it
Nah,
counts.
I think it counts totally.
It fucking counts, and I fucking
Yeah.
love these movies, and
We're
I'm
allowed to do whatever
so
we want
excited
on
for
our,
the second
on our
one.
own podcast. So.
But also, can we talk about how fucking great Sandra Bullock looks?
And Nicole. Yeah. I mean, did they shoot this in 2005 and they're just releasing it now? You know?
No. I can't wait. They all look great. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. So look forward to that. We'll talk about that. The other one that came out today, because we're recording this on Wednesday,
Yes.
is this Clayface trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And you texted me, we got to talk about this trailer because it's
Yes.
horror. It's being marketed as
A body
DC's
horror.
DC's first horror movie, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So I guess we'll just talk about our reactions. The trailer I thought was cool. It was a cool trailer,
Sure.
but I couldn't help but roll my eyes that this movie's even being made.
So I agree. When I watched the trailer, I kind of was like, this feels like Bret Easton Ellis.
I was going to say, this is just the substance. This is the superhero substance happening.
But here's why the only reason I am excited and will see it, which has nothing to do with anything I saw. Like the trailer didn't make me go, ooh, I got to watch this. But Mike Flanagan was one of the writers on it.
Yeah. He wanted to direct it originally, I think, but he's not doing that.
So that's like the one pull for me where I'm like, does the man do anything that doesn't turn to gold?
Look, I love a monster movie. Body horror is cool. One of my favorite movies is The Thing. You know what I mean?
Still never seen it.
We just live in this weird time where like the only movies we're getting are DC movies, and then those movies are becoming, superhero movies, and then those movies are becoming other genres.
Because it's all they can
Like we
get
can't
made.
just have that as a movie. Like this weird like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, fucking Phantom of the Opera shit. It has to be linked to a superhero somehow.
Yep.
And then you go even one step beyond that, and it's like this part of like the new Batman series with like what's his name, Ron Pattinson? Or is this in James Gunn's universe that's not a part of? Like
Do you think Batman's going to be in it?
Is this gonna be like a Joker situation where it's just there is no connection to
I hope
Batman?
that we do get Batman in it, and I hope we don't find out till the very end that it's Robert Pattinson's Batman and not.
I don't
whoever
think
the
it's
new
gonna
Batman's
be.
going to be. You don't think there's going to be Batman at all?
No, I think it'll be Batman, but I think it'll be whatever this iteration of Batman that James Gunn is doing and not the Matt Reeves Batman.
I was bummed because I had read a rumor that he was really trying to get Bradley Cooper for Batman, and I was like,
Do you want that?
I did when it was for
okay.
the Bold and the Brave, for like an older
Oh,
Batman.
that'd be a different type of Batman. Might be cool.
I was like all about that.
He's too old.
But Bradley Cooper's now Superman's
50.
daddy, so guess that ain't happening.
I think the trailer looked cool. I watched it twice just because, like, first of all, I'm so burnt out on superhero movies. So everything I'm saying is like, I'm not super excited with it, but I will say that shot of him like staring into like nothingness with the bandages on his face and
Mhm.
what is this movie? I mean, it feels like it's Dr. It feels like it's The Substance with a dude instead of. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I was
he's trying to
confused.
stay.
I don't know
young.
enough about Clayface, so I just like what I knew was it was just like a big clay blob. So now seeing it as a person who like sometimes has a face and then he like pulls like the clay down his face, and then I read that like it's like a morphine character.
Morphine, like morphine as in like he changed his fate, not morphine as in the drug. Yeah, he's like Mystique in a way where he can like make himself look like anybody.
Yeah, so I have no fucking idea what to expect from this, but things that I'm hopeful about. I do trust James Gunn.
But it's not James Gunn.
But he's the one who signs off on everything, and he does not greenlight anything until he really believes the script is complete, which I
Yeah,
love.
but he's just so stretched thin. I'm like right now. Like I don't think I think he liked Mike Flanagan's pitch,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's like, just make that. Like I don't know what we're gonna do with this in the future. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm bummed Mike Flanagan's not making it. Like,
Yeah.
but this well, I don't want to talk shit about anyone, but I'm not familiar with this guy who's actually directing it really.
Me either.
And when I looked at his filmography, it wasn't movies that I'd really seen or appreciated.
It's interesting though, because the trailer definitely doesn't look like DC.
Not really.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Matt Reeves. Almost. I mean, obviously shot not even close to the amazing cinematography that he does in his movies, but it seemed like a poor man's version of that. It seemed like fan-made version of Matt Reeves' Batman universe.
So this is going to be your Netflix.
I mean, it is. Let's be real. That's what this is. Like, this is a Morbius sort of situation here.
I gotta tell you, Chloe was like, "Your Black Phone episodes are my two favorite episodes," and I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because Ben's not talking about how it looks like a Netflix movie, and he likes them, and he's excited, and it's really fun to listen to you guys talk when you're both excited."
Well, I that's funny, and I appreciate that. But that's, first of all, it's not 100% true. I glaze a lot of the Scream movies, but yeah, film right now is in a weird spot visually, I think, and I'm not a fan.
Fair.
And when I go back and watch old movies, I'm like, oh yeah, I almost forgot what movies are supposed to be like, and this is like non-existent now. So
that's why I love Sinners. That shot in the cotton field.
If anything, Sinners feels like an old school movie, even whether it's good or bad. Do you know what I mean? Like whether you like it or not, it feels like a real movie. It doesn't feel like some fucking streaming bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, so those movies come out. We'll probably we'll see. Like I'm assuming we'll watch Clayface and talk about it.
Definitely.
Especially if it's a horror movie. But that also seems like a marketing push.
We'll see what we get. I have hopes knowing Mike Flanagan was involved.
But he's off shooting The Exorcist, so who knows if he'll be involved.
With
ScarJo. Or like if he wasn't. Yeah, I know. And Carrie, I guess. He's doing a Carrie series.
Yeah, that's almost done.
Yeah, maybe that'll be cool.
We're going to have to do a Mike Flanagan deep dive because I think that man is a goddamn...
You love him.
I was not a big horror person until him. When he made Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
It was so good. And then my wife was super into horror. And I'd always loved Scream, but I wasn't like a horror girly.
Is she into horror? Like into horror?
Oh, yeah. Chloe's way bigger into horror than me. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's waiting for her opportunity to guest on
she doesn't like me bashing. What was I bashing? What have we reviewed on this fucking channel? What was I talking about? Fan film? Was it just Scream?
You said that The Babysitter looked like a college student's project.
It does. I'm sorry. The first one looks like that. I will argue.
Well,
anyway.
I get some of my best hot takes on this pod from her, so she's definitely going to have to guest on it sometime.
Oh, hell yeah. I thought you were just forcing her to watch all these horror movies. I didn't know she was a fan.
No, this is what's so funny is I was the Christmas person, so I force her November and December to watch Christmas movies.
It's not a genre.
She would force me September and October to watch
Could you
horror
imagine?
movies.
Hang on a sec. I can't let that slide. Can you imagine like going on a date and being like, so what kind of movies what genre movie do you like?
Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
I do have a friend who's like that. All she watches is
the Hallmark
movies. I mean, I do love Christmas movies, but it's just really funny because she's always been a way bigger horror fan than me. I've just always been a massive Scream fan. But now because of our marriage, I've watched so much horror.
But not The Thing.
I
don't think you'd like it, honestly. But
which version? Because I love me some
obviously
Kurt Russell,
the OG
and I love
one.
Me some Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the second one.
No. Watch the John Carpenter one.
Okay.
Right. They're remaking it, I heard.
Again?
Well, technically the last one was a prequel. But yeah.
All right.
Because I don't want to ruin it. You won't like it, but I mean, it's just dudes. There's not a single girl in the movie.
Oh yeah, I
It's just
fucking hate
dudes
it. I fucking hate
in
men.
Antarctica yelling at each other. That's it. It'll be your favorite movie.
Just dudes in Antarctica yelling at each other.
Yeah, but Kurt Russell's in it. He's dope as fuck. So I don't know if you like Kurt Russell.
I do love Kurt Russell. He plays Santa Claus in the Christmas
He
Chronicles.
does. The thing is like one of his top 3 roles of all time. So
All right, well, we'll have to cover it.
right.
But
Anyway,
what are we here to talk about?
yeah. So yeah, we're here to talk about Heretic, a movie we've both seen before, but have watched again.
To set up how we landed on Heretic, shout out to Nicole Loftus on Instagram. She was one of our earliest listeners. So like 3 weeks into having episode posts, she'd start messaging and be like, please do Heretic.
What if we hate this
Heretic.
movie and we're about to bash the shit out of it?
I don't know.
This is on you, Nicole.
Nicole, I hope we like it.
You asked for this. I don't want any hate mail for anything I say.
Just because I mentioned in the last episode that we did, I had posted the poll. It was Get Out, ICU, and Heretic. And I didn't know until we were actually recording at the very end that Heretic did actually win. I posted the results, so it's not us changing it to do this movie.
I was thinking about, because we literally said that. Well,
yeah,
I cut some of that out.
I was like, Get Out won because that was like way in the lead. And then I didn't check it for like 8 hours. And I was like, oh, actually Heretic won. Yeah. So thankfully it won, but also Nicole, shout out to you. And Nicole,
not thankfully it won. Well, I mean, I would have gladly reviewed Get Out as well, but
Nicole wanted me to make sure that Mr. Hugh Grant, her British love of her life, knows how much she loves him. So Nicole, this one's for you.
Nicole is not real, and this is Hugh Grant trying to get us to review his own movie.
That'd be hilarious. Dude, I wish.
Yeah, I wish too.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing. Okay, so real quick, the rundown of Heretic came out in 2024, written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, starring Sophia Thatcher, Chloe East, and of course Hugh Grant. Metacritic score 71.
It's a good score.
It is a good score. It's better than the Black Phone, which I think is actually absurd, but it's a good score.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, let's talk about initial
quick
feelings
question
about this movie.
Were you familiar with Scott Beck?
No, but I think I looked him up. Well, Scott Beck, and I don't want to leave out Brian Woods. I don't want to do that to Brian Woods.
Shout out to
Mr.
Brian Woods. So
also,
that's right. I do know that they were a writing team because they watched an interview with Hugh Grant where he said, I wrote down his quote.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was bored with playing obvious roles. And they saw this interview and then they started writing it with him in mind. And then literally were like, by the time it was done, they were like, it can't be anybody but him.
It's because of Cloud Atlas. That's where this all came from.
I never saw that movie.
I love Cloud Atlas. That is one of my favorite movies.
Really?
Yes. Be nice to me, internet. That is one of my favorite fucking movies. It's so good. I could watch that movie every day.
I'm going to post that clip and just see what the comments are.
I bet you a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, it is. If you watch it, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's so good. It is probably the most underrated movie of all time, Cloud Atlas. That's a masterpiece.
I do know that Woods was involved because my other note is that Beck and Woods spent 10 years developing this film.
Way to just cut me off in the middle of me glazing Cloud Atlas.
Sorry.
Yeah, I read that it took them 10 years to develop this as well.
Which made me feel really good as somebody who's had a lot of creative projects that have drug out forever. I was like, maybe there's, maybe there's still time. Although now I don't have time because we're doing this podcast.
You know what I mean? You know, Ang Lee didn't direct his first movie until he was like 40 something.
Well, there you have it.
Like he had a whole different career. And one day he was like, I'm going to direct movies.
I see it now, Ben. 5 years from now, Slasher Bash events are going to be so big that they're going to be like, you two should write a horror movie. And we'll be like, done.
But already did. Here's all my scripts.
Here are 8 scripts to choose from.
We're going to do them all. You get to pick the order.
Perfect.
So yeah, great little backstory there. I like it.
I do think it's funny that the last 2 movies we did both kind of have like a Dante's Inferno reference.
A what?
Dante's Inferno.
They do?
The different levels of hell. So
I know.
In Black Phone.
I thought you meant we mentioned that somehow.
No. I think it's funny by coincidence that this and
Gotcha.
Black Phone 2 both kind of riff off of Dante's Inferno a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got that picture in this movie on
Yeah.
the wall,
Paradiso or whatever.
but that's it.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean,
But then like the maze with the
they go
different
down
levels.
2 levels. Yeah. Or 3 levels. You're right.
Yeah.
Um,
And they come out in the snow in the end.
yeah. And we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
But, I want to hear what you think overall. Like, what's your opinion on this movie? You've seen it before. You've
Mhm.
seen it again. First of all, did you like it? Do you like it more now that you watched it the second time, more or less? And what did you like overall?
Really enjoyed it both times.
Okay.
You know, obviously watching it this time, I'm looking for things that I missed just watching it. So there were a couple little like plot holes that I was like, oh, that's some loose writing there. Nice, that worked out.
Yeah.
I still liked it. The ending, we'll get to this, but I interpreted the ending completely different watching it this time.
Than the first time you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But this one's always an interesting one for me to watch because I was raised Mormon.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yep.
This is okay.
I also was reading that the 2 actresses cast were
I read
also
that as
raised
well.
Mormon.
Yeah.
Also non-practicing. I am also non-practicing.
Yeah.
Not excommunicated, but if they knew I was gay, they would.
They know now. You used to have a podcast about being gay.
That's true. They were like, oh, this one's gay. Scratch her off.
Get her out of here.
But it was interesting because the first time I watched it, I also was reading Under the Banner of Heaven and having really strong angry thoughts about how I was raised. And so watching this movie, I was like, God, this man is so smart. Like I wanted to, like if I had walked into his house and had sat
Right.
down in his lecture, I would have been like, hey man, do you have whiskey? Like, let's go. Let's
you got
riff
some
all night.
weed?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to kill me? I just want to sit here. I agree.
Yeah.
No.
I think you're the smartest man I've ever met. Teach me what I need to know, sir.
Cool. So you're a fan of this movie overall?
I am. I think it's a really good movie. I think it's a really smart movie. My mom was like, what movie are you doing next? And I was like, Heretic. You'd
Your
hate
mom?
it. Yeah. I was like, you'd hate it, but
Does she
you
like
should
any of the
watch
movies
it.
we talk about?
She's gone to a couple Scream movies with me,
Oh, okay.
but she doesn't like them, but my mom sees everything. She goes to movies.
Yeah, but
all
as far
the
as
time.
horror movies go, like it's not really violent. I mean, there's a couple instances of violence, but really it's mostly them just talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Um,
Which actually, when we were watching it, I was like, this makes me want to review Zodiac because I want to
dude,
talk
I love
about
Zodiac. That's one of my
a
favorites too.
horror film that's a talkie.
Let's just reference all my favorite movies in this episode.
All right, let's do it.
Zodiac, Cloud Atlas. I like this movie a lot too. I think that this is like a B movie that is shot and presented like an A movie. Like I think
find
it's
it interesting that you call it a B movie.
yeah. Well, I think it's fun and really entertaining if you turn your brain off a little bit. Because I think it's a little like it feels like they're trying to be meaningful with like this sort of character who's like, what is religion? It's like these iterations of, I'm like, okay, this is like the most base level of understanding. Do you know what I mean? Like this isn't really as deep as it's being presented here in this moment.
Fair. But
But
for me going in as a no longer Mormon though, I was like,
well,
I wish I could make the points this man could make. Like I had a much more personal attachment to watching it and being like, yeah, exactly. Thanksgiving's going to get fucking weird with my family.
We're just going to put this on and I'm going to pause it every 5 minutes and we're going to talk about
What
it.
do you think about that?
Exactly. No, I like this movie a lot, but I do like, especially like now watching it with like the critical like lens, there are things about it where I'm like, this isn't as deep as we're trying to present this. But
fair. But
doesn't mean I don't like the movie.
In calling it a B movie, I think one of the things that you and I have kind of got hung up on more low budget films is like, and not even like even with Scream 7, like when you're not changing environments and you're reusing sets and whatnot. And
but that doesn't bother me. Like I don't think it looks low budget. I think if anything, it looks like a higher budget than Black Phone had.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like for a movie that is set in a contained environment, they change the set multiple times, which I really appreciated. I like that too. I don't dislike this movie. I'm being honest about what I think it is. It's an A24. It's a B movie with an A24 like skin over it. You know what I mean? Like gloss on top, where it's like, okay, A24. It's like that little Clayface pull down.
Getcha. Exactly, dude. That was creepy. So yeah, I think this is a fun movie. And I think most people that watch this that are horror fans like really enjoy this movie, and I think that's justified. But let's talk about it.
Okay, so I love that it started out with this conversation about sex.
The sex thing.
And the girls
with the condom ad on the back of the bench.
Yeah. And her innocence in it, I thought really nailed this character. Like I literally wrote down, oh, this reminds me of EFY, which is it's a Mormon youth summer camp called Especially for Youth.
Yes.
And I only went one time and I hated it and made my aunt come pick me up so I could leave early. But I remember like one of the nights, like all the girls in our dorm were talking and this girl was like, I heard that people do this thing called heading.
Heading? And
she's like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, do you mean giving head? And she's like, what is that?
Oh,
and then I described it and she was like physically ill.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that story.
It just really, it for me, it set this character. It was
I agree.
so many naive Mormon girls that I grew up with.
But also, like, she doesn't necessarily sound naive. She sounds innocent. And I think I've also I haven't met a lot of Mormons in my life, but I've met a lot of like Christians, especially going to college in Ohio, and like know a lot of people that behave and are just like these two characters really, but I forgot her name, and the sister, who's Chloe? Yeah.
Sister Paxton's the naive one.
Yes. I thought it's like a real person that I've met before in my life. Is this sort of like, I'm not afraid to discuss sex, but I'm innocent about everything. The way that I discuss it is innocent, and she's polite to a fault.
Is it also cheap though to use sex as it's the easiest way to describe innocence?
No, because I think that this is a real conversation like that people like that are religious and maybe sheltered growing up.
It's like the thing they're most curious about, but they have to be completely naive about.
And they're with the other sheltered, guarded people, and they're just talking. Yeah, I thought they were two really realistic characters, and I think that's one of the strengths of the movie. And like you said earlier, them being ex-Mormons, I think that obviously they're pulling from that community and what they grew up with.
I think the second that the casting director found out that they'd been raised Mormon, it was like done, because nobody's going to be able to pull from that experience and know how to play it.
Yeah, but I don't even like, and not to be like taking this away from Mormons if they want to be associated with this movie or not, but I think any like deeply religious person, I think in any religion, it's similar, right? In this way. So I think as someone who grew up not around Mormons, but around Christians, like I felt that, that it was familiar in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then I felt immediately so sad for her when they asked her about her magic underpants and then they pantsed her on the street.
I know. Dude, people suck.
Yeah.
But I do like how they use that multiple times throughout the movie. Because even
magic underwear.
Well, I love like that's the code word for stabbing him, and then at the very end he says it to her, and she stabs him immediately.
I didn't know that people called it magic underwear until Chloe asked me about it.
I honestly don't even know what that. I thought that was like a joke. What is that?
So Mormons get what is called garments. So it is actually your underwear. So it's essentially like boxers that go to the knees, and then like a Hanes t-shirt. But like for women, it's like really silky and soft or whatever. But your garments are never supposed to show. So that's how you dress modestly, is you always cover your garments, and your garments are the only thing that like touches your sacred parts.
So wait. So are there 3 layers we're talking about? There's the regular underwear,
there's
then the garments.
So like you'll have your like my father would wear just the garments. It was like boxers and a Hanes t-shirt basically.
That's just my underwear.
I don't know what my mom would do because she wasn't wearing, like my stepmom would wear her garments and then she would wear a pair of underwear and a bra over them.
Okay, so you could, over the garments.
Over them.
Why not reverse it?
Because your garments are your sacred, like they're the only thing sacred and blessed to touch your skin. But this is the thing too, is people think that all Mormons get garments. You only get your garments when you go to the temple and you take out your endowments. You have to take out your endowments, which means essentially you're either getting them if you're going on a mission or if you're being married in the temple. So
But
like,
you always wear them. You don't just wear them when you're out on
yeah,
mission.
no, you wear them always
Okay,
once you get them.
okay.
But like, you know, like I didn't leave the church until I was 17.
Did you get sent on mission?
Oh,
Was
my,
that like getting drafted?
my family wanted me to go on a mission, and my grandpa had like saved up a bunch of money for it. And then when he was like, well, you only get this money if you go on a mission. And I was like, well, I'm not going on a mission. And he was like, well, then you're not getting this money. And I was like, cool, thanks. Shout out grandpa.
Well, you know, he's got principles.
Yeah, he's a strong Mormon man.
Where do we go from here?
Okay, so let's start. So he coaxes them in, pretending that his wife is there, and immediately when the conversation turns serious is when he's like, I've got an awkward question for you. Are you okay with that? And we're like, well, we don't know unless you ask us, so ask us. And he immediately asks how they feel about polygamy.
Yeah.
And then I love Sister Paxton's reaction when she's like, well, it's definitely sketch for sure. And
yes,
she plays that character so well, who's like, like I was watching it and I immediately was like, I hadn't really thought about this before. I was like, you know, like the Mormon religion is the fastest growing religion in the world, but it's because they do missionary work and like are door-to-door salesmen. And I hadn't thought about how they're laying that responsibility on 18-year-olds who really don't have any fucking idea what they're talking about. And I thought that showed so well in this scene. And I laughed so hard and I felt so uncomfortable for her.
Yeah.
And like Chloe at one point turns to me and goes, you know, the one thing that's really great about this movie, like it's maybe not the scariest movie, but the second they walk inside, you feel uncomfortable and that feeling never goes away.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
And to jump off of what you're saying about her reaction in that moment where she's like, oh, it is sus. Like that's such, and I think a lot of this movie is like very, what it's good at is like sort of the idea of like what you're raised to be like and your beliefs is like how it projects outwardly on your decision makings and how you communicate with people. So for her to like try to like change the subject and sort of like, but like also like not want to talk about it. Like it was such a realistic moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that whole conversation, they behave just like polite, upstanding young people would behave in that, where they're trying to be like, they're in someone's home and they're trying to be a good guest and like, oh, that's not for me or whatever. But like,
you feel uncomfortable for so many reasons.
Yes.
You feel uncomfortable because you know it's a scary movie and something bad is going to happen to them. But also you feel uncomfortable because you know before they know, and they're so naive, and you feel that, and you feel them becoming aware to their naivety and taking way longer than the audience has to realize what a bad situation they've walked into.
I like how you framed it that way, because like honestly, one of my biggest issues with the movie is like you know that they're in a dangerous place already. There's no like, you as an audience aren't like having this conversation or hearing this conversation and then like then you feel like a moment of like unease, like when you watch Parasite and no spoilers Parasite, but that change happens halfway through and you feel this like sinking like feeling in your gut, like what the fuck is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that because the minute he opens the door, we know like based on the trailers alone, like in the premise of this movie, like he's a threat to them and he's going to do stuff with them.
Yeah.
But to frame it like you're saying, where it's like, it's not about that, it's about watching their slow descent into unease.
Mm-hmm.
That totally changes it a little bit for me too, where it's like, you're right. Cause
you get to actually watch them catch up to where the
and with
audience
some of the,
is at.
Yes. And with some of the themes about like belief and believing in your beliefs, like making those decisions for you, sort of, you can see that their struggling comes from their character, or these characters, like their core of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
I also wrote like, I love the shot where he goes to like ask his wife whatever, and they're just like standing in the room like awkwardly without their coats.
Which the weirdest thing
and
about
it
that
lingers
whole
on
thing,
that shot, and you're just like, oof. Yeah. That
fucking hallway to the kitchen, like what house is set up like that?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of houses. He
He
said he built it.
I mean, if he was like, let me go get her, and then open the door to this long, treacherous hallway, I'd be like, let me get the fuck out.
Yeah, but again, you're not thinking like they are. They're being polite. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so realistic because like it is weird. Everything about this is weird, but they're trying to be like good Mormons, good people, nice, polite people, and they don't want to make anyone else uncomfortable. They don't want to make him uncomfortable, even though he's a threat to them. Mm-hmm. You know?
But I love the way they play off of each other, where the one is so fucking naive and the other one is not, and is trying to essentially like I would say, reclaim her faith.
Yeah. I also think they established, right, that she hasn't made a sale yet, or whatever they call it.
Hasn't made a sale yet.
Well, I don't know what you call it. She hasn't converted anyone yet, or whatever. So, but the other girl has. What's the other girl's name? I don't remember.
I can't remember the other one's
Sophia
name.
Sophia Thatcher, character. And so, like, you have this thing where, like, the naive girl, we're gonna call her naive, even though I think that's the wrong word for it. Like, I think she's just like innocent, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like so wanting to make a sale, so she's more agreeable, she's more happy, she's more polite, right? And Sophia is more just like not buying it.
Yeah.
And I think that's realistic too, because we've established that with those two characters.
And I like that the way that you can. I watched an interview with her afterwards where she talked about how hard those talking scenes were to film, because she was like, I don't get to do anything really in those scenes except for like just be reacting in my face for a long time without saying anything. And it shows that, like, she does a really good job of showing like the disbelief, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see in her face that she's not buying it the way that Sister Paxton just assumes he's a nice guy who wants to know about Jesus.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's got contraception in her arm, so.
No, she's a, what does he say she is at the end?
NPC?
Yeah. But I did love in that opening in his living room before it moves to the rest of the house, whatever quote it was. And she was like, Spider-Man. And he's like, Voltaire.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was Spider-Man.
I was cracking
Stan
up.
Lee. Yeah.
But this movie does a good job of having funny moments for a movie that's not written to like actually be funny. Like good.
Well,
little,
it's delivered so well.
Yeah.
You know?
Just little tension breaking laughs.
Yeah. What about Hugh Grant? Let's talk about Hugh Grant.
He's
What are
brilliant.
your thoughts?
I think this is one of his best roles. I think he's amazing in it.
Yeah. Like, he's creepy the whole time.
Yeah. Totally.
Like,
but like, I mean, like, one thing, like, I watched it with Chloe both times, and one thing, like, the first time we literally were like, oh my God, let's bust out the whiskey. This lecture is great. And then this time Chloe was like, do you think you could sit and just talk?
Are you talking about the Monopoly thing?
Yes, like that whole lecture he's giving in his little like church he's built or whatever. I mean, literally everything he says, like all of it, we were like, yeah, I want to drink whiskey and riff with this guy all night long.
I guess. It's not deep to me, though. I mean,
No?
he's not saying anything. He's coming to a conclusion of like all religions are the same because they're all
But that's the thing is, like,
people believe them.
if you have a couple beers, couple glasses with him,
Yeah.
then I mean, what are debates when people are drunk? It's just like going over things that aren't that deep, that feel really deep in the moment, and you're not really hitting significant points, but you can talk about it for hours. Like, I remember like drunk conversations with a friend's husband being like, string theory, let's talk about it. And like the next morning, like, we were so hungover, and my friend was like, hey, you fucking idiots, do you feel like mad scientists? Like, just giving us so much shit.
Yeah. But do you think what he's saying that to them, what do you think? Like, I was having this whole debate with myself because maybe I'm going too far with this. I was thinking too deeply with what his intentions were. Do you think he's actually trying to like convince them of something?
Yes.
Or do you think because I don't think he's doing that. What I think what he's doing is he's trying to experiment on how far people will go based on faith.
So that was my interpretation the first time. I didn't think as deep. This time, when he's putting so much emphasis on which door do you choose? Do you go through belief or disbelief? And there's so much conversation surrounding it. And the point is that they both go to the same place. I do think that's the point, is that everybody puts so much belief into something, and we believe all these different fucking things in ways that separate us, kill us, like whatever. Like, it's like ridiculous how much we differentiate ourselves, and then it all goes to the same fucking place. So it doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, like, he knows that those doors lead to the same place, and he knows he just arbitrarily wrote belief on one and disbelief on the other one. Yet their upbringing, being told to do the right thing, being told that God is with you, being told to follow your faith no matter what, that even something as arbitrary as I just wrote this on this wall, they're going to go, I'm going to go with the belief one because like there's meaning behind that, even though there isn't. Even though, you know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to show them that, like,
Yeah.
you can
Well,
choose
'cause-
either
'cause,
door.
like-
You're going to the same place, though. It doesn't
he
matter.
essentially tells them that
Yeah.
right before he asks them to pick a door, because like
He
the
doesn't
moment,
tell them that.
Yeah, in a way he does, because the moment that it turns really creepy is when he finally kind of turns the tables and he's like, okay, given everything you know right now, do you still believe my wife is in the other room?
Right.
So he's telling them, I'm a fucking liar. This is fucking
Yes.
bullshit. What I
Right.
just laid out in front of you is fucking bullshit. So why, knowing that he has said,
Because they still choose she goes to the belief door because she goes, I believe, and I'm going to go to the, but it's like she's ignoring everything that he just said, basically, in that moment.
and for me, right in that moment, it's like, you're fucked. Keep talking
But
to
I don't-
him
but
as
that's what
long
I'm
as
saying.
you can.
She doesn't.
Don't
I think-
like, why would you leave that room? I would never leave that room. I know
that's
that
what I'm
what's
saying.
coming next is just
And that-
bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's his point. He's saying he's trying his hardest to get them to make a decision not based on their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and yet they still do. He's literally telling them that I'm lying, because he tells them that his wife, this thing about his wife, do you really think she's in the next room? And then she goes something like, this is really a beautiful house. Did you build it? And he goes, my wife did. Like, he's still, even after he admitted that he doesn't have one, he's still lying about it. He's lying so much to their face, yet no matter what he does, she still is making those decisions based on her faith, which is, I think, what he's trying to break, right? Like, I think that's
Which
what's
is
happening.
interesting though, because it's like the skeptic who's the one that's like,
Right.
well, we're gonna do this, and in my mind, that character would actually be, neither of these doors have anything good in store for us. We're not leaving this fucking room. Take us out the front, and trying to fight in that room.
Yeah. But again, they're so polite, and it's based on their upbringing, right? Like it's like conditioning. Like, I feel like at all times until maybe they got to the basement, they were resisting confrontation. They didn't want to make this person feel, they didn't want to be rude to this person, right? Like, no matter what he was doing, they were still like being polite in their phrasing. Can you just please let us go make a phone call? Like,
which, pause right here. This is a lesson for anybody listening. If somebody is making you uncomfortable, do not worry about their discomfort. Get the fuck out.
But that's the point of the movie, is like, because they've been conditioned their whole lives to behave this way, in the same way religion is, they're incapable of doing that, even when they know they should be doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Hugh Grant's point is in this, at points of this movie, is like,
your conditioning is going to take you further into the mess.
Even when I'm admitting you,
Yeah.
I'm even admitting to you that I'm lying constantly, and yet no matter what, you are still making decisions based on arbitrary beliefs or the way that you were raised.
So what do you think his goal is then? Like, do you think if
That's
somebody had
that's why
been
I
like,
asked that question.
I'm not choosing a door, this is bullshit, he would have let him out?
I don't know. That's a good, maybe, I don't know. It's interesting. I think in that, with these two girls, with this moment, they chose that door. I think if he had done this multiple times, I bet you sometimes they chose the disbelief door. It doesn't really matter. I think he's watching them because he wants to see how far belief can make him control their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, at the end of the day, he's saying one leads out and maybe the other one doesn't, but they really just go to the same place. So he's still got control of them, even if it's a lie. Like, it's all about just like lying and control and manipulation. And even when they know you're lying, you can still have that control over someone based on the way that they're raised, the way that they're brought up, their personalities, whatever.
What's funny that I'm just remembering too is that, like, when they first get to the door and they're ringing it,
yeah,
I didn't catch this the first time, but I caught it this time because I'd seen it.
Is this the cell phone? Because I have no idea what.
Before there's metal in the walls and ceiling, you can hear him unlocking a shit ton of locks to open the door.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
And if I had heard that, I'd been like, I'm not going into this house.
Well, also never go into a house where the windows are so small you can't fit in them.
Some really good safety
Every
tip.
single window is like a little tiny hole in the ceiling or in the wall or like a slit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting. Like, I'm being too cerebral with it, but I think, especially when we get to the end of it, like, what is this game he's playing? And I think it is about just like how much he can just get them to keep going down and down and down and down and down.
So we get to the next level and he's showing them a miracle
She goes, "Are you going to come with us?" And he just closes the door.
That shot of him standing up at the door when they're like going down the stairs and he's just standing at the top watching and then closing it.
Dude, I love it because you're like, as an audience member, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're being so polite. Like you're acting that you think there's really an exit down there.
It's
Because
funny
he
that
keeps
they
saying
chose
there
to write
is?
this about Mormons because they are the most polite people
It's
in
not
the
even
world.
about Mormons. It's about all religion. But I think a lot of people are like that. I think some level in that scene, they believe that there's an exit. They believe that one of those doors led to an exit.
Yeah.
And then once they get there, they don't even really acknowledge that it didn't. And in fact, I don't even know they realize that the two doors went to the same room.
Yeah.
Anyway, second level, they get down there. This woman comes out of the fucking walls.
Oh, when the other, not Paxton, when the other one's like talking back to him about like, well, actually, and like giving shit back to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is like so telling of like her character as somebody who definitely had a moment outside of the church.
Yeah.
Like and is trying to kind of find faith again as a means.
Do you feel that though? I think because to me it was sort of like when she was saying that stuff, like she was being naive in that moment as well. She was saying like all of these things about like, oh, you didn't think about Jewish people, you didn't think about the Holocaust, blah, 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 like all this stuff. But it's almost like supporting his whole hypothesis about religion just being made up in iterations of each other. Like she's so quick to show out the differences in their versions of religion elsewhere, but not see how her own religion is just as similar as those. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I guess I didn't take it as like she doesn't see the similarities. I took that as this is actually a girl who had a moment where she actually learned to start questioning things, which I think in a lot of religions you're taught don't question, just believe.
Do you feel like that her saying that is sort of like her trying to convince herself that she still believes?
I didn't think her saying that was. I think it was evidence of she'd been through some past trauma that made her feel like maybe she wanted like the protection.
Like she's questioning.
Like the shield of faith again, where like the ignorance is bliss life. I'd rather go back to that.
Which I think is very telling too about religion, where you want to believe it.
Yeah.
You want to be, even if you doubt it. Like, I think you're right. I think she's a character that had doubts or is having doubts. And all of those facts to her is evidence that she's trying to me, like she's trying to convince herself that she believes still. But deep down, she knows she doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is, what's the word? It is comforting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have a very close family member who recently left the Mormon church. And we had like I was shocked when I found out because I considered her the best Mormon in the family. And like her husband was like a missionary and did all this. And so they, left together. And we had a good talk about it one night. And she's like, it is much harder to choose not to be religious because when I was practicing the faith, I didn't have to question things. People told me what to believe, and so I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to worry about it. And
you
now,
sound like Hugh Grant right now.
And now that I'm not doing that, it's really scary because now I don't know. I don't know what to tell my kids. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know what comes
after this. There's something freeing about that, right? Like there's. Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about religion.
Yeah, but I think it's freeing, but I think it's also scary, and I think that's why sometimes people want to go back into it because it's like, it is comforting.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's Hugh Grant's point. It's like, all of these religions have the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Because people don't want to have to worry. They don't want to have to think. They don't want to have to make decisions every day. They want to be told the types of decisions they should make and then just follow the rules, which is why Paxton is constantly polite to him because like she was raised to behave that way. And she knows that if she's a good person, or she believes if she's a good person, even till her death, she'll find salvation in heaven. So she's not going to break that ever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, which I think is why it's so hard for her to stab him until the end of the movie when she sees all of the imprisoned people surrounding her in those cages.
And it's what makes it so interesting that she's the surviving. Well, we'll discuss if she's actually exactly, but it makes it interesting that she outlasts the other one who you're like, oh, she's the one who's gonna get through, and Naivete is she's toast.
I don't know. I mean, I think if you're Hugh Grant, you're thinking the easier person to control is the naive one.
Fair.
If it's all about control with him, then of course he's going to kill the other girl first.
Okay, so they go in the same room. He has the chick, the prophet. He's calling her, eat the poison pie, and then goes upstairs because Topher Grace comes to the door.
Dude, what the fuck? I didn't even know it was him until he rang on the doorbell. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
I was like, Venom?
His casting was more of an abrupt removal from the story.
Well, you think he's going to come back at some point, right?
But he does, remember? And then he's like, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, do you have one of these pamphlets?
I mean, at the end of the movie or something, he'd be there.
Yeah, that was random.
Yeah, I agree.
But so this is where...
Is he Mormon? He must be.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Why else would he be in this fucking movie?
I don't know. But so this is where the plot hole comes for me is, so he... quickly has to leave and go to the door, and they come up the other side of the stairs and they're pulling the rug and trying to get the matches. And it's during this time that the body of the prophet is swapped.
Right.
So my question, and maybe it's not a plot hole, but this is my question.
Okay.
Had there not been this disruption that forced him to leave, that gave them the chance to run up the stairs.
Yeah.
How was he going to swap the body with them down there? What was he going to do to get him out of that room to switch bodies?
Maybe he had a plan. We just didn't see it.
I guess.
Because the doorbell rang,
I mean, it's possible. What, was he going to let him back in?
I don't even think that's what it is. I thought the question you were asked is why didn't he just get one of his slave? I don't want to say slave, but one of his
prison women,
prison people to just pretend to be dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess he had him check for their pulse, but I think that's what I thought was going to happen because they again see this is okay. You're making me think about this movie too much. And sorry, please shut me up if I'm being crazy.
No, you're good.
But when he says check her pulse, they don't actually do it. Eventually they're just so scared.
Kinda does,
but not really.
Lifting
and then
up her head and
yeah, but I took it as they just eventually just believe him that she's dead. And this whole point, right, of belief and they're so scared, and he just keeps saying, trust me, she's dead. Check his pulse. Did you check her pulse? I want to make sure you know she's dead. See, she's dead. And they're like, yeah, she's dead. They never actually confirm that she's dead in that scene.
Or confirm that they believe it because they get that death rattle too, or that death croak or
but
whatever.
That's to Hugh Grant's point where he is controlling them based on them just blindly believing what he's saying, even though he's lying constantly. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I agree. I think there are some also how did you get the body down the stairs and then over in the corner and then you came up the stairs? That also they look very weak. I don't know how that's possible. The whole thing doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. So then he comes back down and he's getting into that debate with her, and then that's when she's ready for the chick to do the magic underwear stabbing. And this the first time I saw it when he just stabs her in the throat with the
box cutter.
Yeah, with the box cutter. That was shocking the first time I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
It was whoa, fuck.
I was like, what just happened? The other girl slit her throat? What's going on here?
Yeah, that was very unexpected. I was very, very surprised by that. But then what I caught watching it this time around is that as she's lying there dying or whatever, and Sister Paxton's freaking out, he's saying, she'll come back to us, I promise. And that was such a weird thing to say because she kind of does later.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, what was his intent with saying that?
And this is why I sort of wish that we never found the answer to the prophet dying. I think that kept she just woke up and they're like, well, we never really checked her, so maybe she was never dead. That kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because then when she wakes up at the end, I think that would have hit a bit harder of oh. But we can talk about that scene too, because she's also praying in that moment. And I think that's the filmmakers doing this thing where maybe it was her prayers that got her to get up for those 2 seconds to save her. Right. Or maybe she's also already dead at that moment. And that's just all in a, near death experience situation happening where she's just hallucinating it. But that's how I took it. She's sitting there praying. He's crawling over to her. Right. And her prayers worked maybe. and got God to like get her up for like a half a minute and then save her.
So, well, before we get into that, let's talk about her finding the people, because I want to get really into this like ending.
I want to ask you, like, that moment after he like kills her, and he says, like, don't worry, she'll come back. And then she's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Why isn't she coming back? This is awkward. Do you think he actually believed that she was going to come back? Or do you think he's, again, just lying to her to control her?
I think he's just lying. Like, what reason would he possibly have to
You
think
don't
that
see him
she'd
as,
come
like,
back?
maybe he's just crazy now at this point, and he's just like...
No.
Okay.
I don't. I think everything about him is control, not necessarily like mania.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's inconsistent in the movie. Like, I can't really tell if he is like actually a mastermind or not. Like, when he goes up to answer the door, he seems genuinely like confused of what to do in this. Like, he didn't even think what happens if someone knocks on the door, and also why answer the door at all?
I guess if I'm going to overthink it and write the plot for myself, that his assumption would be that somebody would come looking for them, and that would be his opportunity to get them up the stairs to switch the bodies. Like, but it's heavily relying on a easily foible plan to go perfectly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's really like a mastermind.
No.
Or I'm sorry, I don't think it's consistent in his portrayal of this character. I think when he brings out the contraception device and it's in her arm and he doesn't know what that is.
Well, no, I think that's when he was, I think that's when he was riffing, though, when she calls him out that like, you're riffing because...
But that wasn't I don't think that had something to do with it.
I thought it did, because that's what she kind of says. Like, because the prophet says whatever, like, she's supposed to say, but then she says none of it's real or whatever. And then Sister Paxton, out of nowhere, like, gets her balls and suddenly starts... This part is actually the hardest part for me to believe, is that suddenly she's figured out how to question everything all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And it's really not just that she started questioning things, but she's really that insightful all of a sudden about how she's questioning things. And so he does the whole, like, because he'd seen the scar on her arm, so he knew that she had, like, there was emphasis on that shot in the living room. So he knew she had the implant. Yeah. So he's intentionally now going with this simulation theory because his first theory got foiled. So I think that was intentional.
Yeah. To your point with her all of a sudden like having all this insight, but I like that. I think that's part of, again, this sort of like belief thing that we keep talking about, where it's like people don't want to have to think, right? So they fall into whatever, cults, religion, whatever, right? Like, and I think deep down she knows things are off the whole time.
Yeah,
and
like, it doesn't mean deep down people don't have questions.
Like, I don't think she's stupid. I don't think she ever was stupid. I think she's following along, and now she has questions.
That's a really good point, is choosing to just follow.
Yeah, like she's raised, like, again, it's the conditioning,
blind
right?
Faith doesn't mean idiocy. It means that the things that you're questioning, you're pushing down and choosing to not question.
He even says,
you don't.
Yeah, he has a line in the movie where he's like, you make decisions based on what someone told you when you were in your informative ages. Like, to me, that's what the whole movie's about. It's about, if control is what this religion he's talking about, then that starts when you're 2 years old, with whoever's raising you. And if you're lucky enough to, or if you're able, or you're intelligent enough to like self-reflect and question things in certain situations, which I think she's doing in this movie, then maybe that's the answer to being controlled, being manipulated, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's not that. And I'm just...
I mean, I feel like they intended to... I'm sure as they were writing this, they were going crazy deep and then trying to bring it back and then going deep.
Well, I wonder, yeah. And that's why when I say, like, turn your brain off a little bit, because I think, like, we can sit here and, like, get deep about it, but executionally wise, like, I don't know if it actually is. It's hard to tell if it's intentionally supposed to be this deep.
Fair. So then she's kind of calling out that his plan's gone awry.
He keeps getting her to do things,
finds the door in the floor.
And he's like, go down there. And she's like, okay. And he's like, wow.
Which at that point, I'm like, why did he want her to go down there? Like,
because it's about control. He's controlling her in her every decision, right? No matter what happens, no matter what he does, she still thinks because the way he's speaking, there's a way out of this. Like
Mhm.
she still thinks I can get away if I just listen and do and then polite and do what.
Well, at that point, she
I
doesn't,
do.
though, because he asks, despite everything she's learned that night, why she's still doing it. And she says, because I want the answer. So at this point, how she's thinking
She
about
does
it
say
has
that?
changed. And she says, she says something about like, I want to know what the truth is now. Like, not, I want to be blind to your games anymore.
Right.
I want to know what actually is fucking happening. And she goes and she finds that with all the women kept in cages under, little, what are those things they put up at the, amusement parks? The little water
Cages?
spritzers.
Oh, like the hamster thing?
No,
Or
like
the saline drip?
the misters.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, like when you're standing in line at an amusement park and the mist pours down on you because
Oh,
you're sweating
misters. I thought you were talking about like the saline drip. I'm like, they don't do that at amusement parks.
to death. I wish.
Disneyland branded saline drip comes out in the lines.
No, I'm just talking about the mist pouring on him. Everything down there must be so fucking sticky.
Well,
and
I'm such an
stinky
idiot
gross.
because like when you made the fucking 7, depths of hell reference earlier, Dante's Inferno or whatever. Duh.
And he's seen
I
how
mean,
many levels he can get her to
Well,
go down.
There's that one level where all the bodies are like in like touching each other and you don't know where one begins and one, like that's sort of what this area looks like in a way, where
Mhm.
all these people in cages sort of just, I don't know, barely alive. Very deeply disturbing.
Which the whole Dante's Inferno thing now makes me think that my new interpretation of the ending is more accurate than the first time I saw it.
Mm.
But so she goes down, she finds the women, not a
Yeah.
whole lot happens. There's like confrontation where he's like, what is it? Like that like control is the
Well, she
or
figures it
powers.
out, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's only one religion, it's control.
yeah. I think, is
Yeah.
it power that she says, or does she say control?
No, it's control.
Okay. But then she finally gets to stab him with the magic underwear knife.
Which I think is also right because like they tee it up earlier where like I was gonna say Matt and you're gonna stab him and then she doesn't do it. She gets too scared and then he stabs her quicker. And then he says magic underwear and she immediately stabs him. Like
Yeah.
I just think that's awesome.
It's a good payoff.
Yeah. But that's what this whole movie's about is control. And the way that religion and the way you're raised can control every action you make for the rest of your fucking life. Like I often think about my own actions and decisions and whether and how if I'm actually basing those because that's what I want or because over time that's just like what was instilled into me to make those decisions and to want those things.
Yep. So she stabs him. They get back up to that basement level and he's like lying on her chest.
Well, we just skipped over the best shot in the fucking movie.
Which one?
Where she's climbing up the ladder and then it goes out of his little model of the house.
Oh, I didn't love that one.
And then she opens the door.
It reminded me of Hereditary.
But it sells it when it, like she opens the door, like the camera comes up and like this is the only shot this movie's gonna be remembered for.
That's
and like
hilarious.
It's coming up the ladder and then it like turns and she walks to the door and closes. I mean, it's awesome.
It reminded me of like the credits of Haunting a Hill House, my favorite.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, but yeah, he stabs her in the stomach.
Yep. And then the other
she stabs. Well, he's already stabbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now in this moment, is he finally like? Is the purpose of this moment like he's finally scared to die and like he wants her to pray for him?
That's
is that what's
what
happening?
I was
couldn't
trying
really
to
hear.
figure out. But as he's crawling on her, I think he's trying to actually attack her more. Yeah.
I think he ends up trying to attack her. Yeah, but I do wonder if like he wants prayer at that moment. I couldn't really hear what he was saying.
Does. I think it was more of a moment of defeat for him in that he couldn't actually push her to.
Well, he failed. She stabbed him. Like she won, right?
But that wasn't the failure. The failure was that at the end she was still praying. He could not break her faith.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't put that together. Damn.
So that was when he failed. Not killing her isn't the failure. Never breaking her faith is.
But again, I guess that goes back to the question: is like, what does he actually want? Does he want these people?
He wants to break their faith.
But why? Because he just hates religion. Like, what is?
Because he's a psychopath.
Well, I know, obviously, but like, is it about him just wanting to like torture girls, or is it about actually wanting them to lose their religion? Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, both. Can't it be both? Porno.
But I think that's where it loses me a little bit because it's like it's I mean, I don't know, but it's like one thing to want to like hurt people, and then another thing to also like, but on top of that, my real mission in life is to make sure before I kill you, you don't believe in God. Like,
Well, I think that's it though. Like, I think that's his like sick
yeah,
sadist trait is I want to take everything from you. And then once I have, well, what was his intention to kill her? Wouldn't he have just made her one of his basement dwellers?
I have no idea.
Like, did he only have to kill them because his plan went awry?
I don't know.
But
I don't know, honestly. And I also like, part of me thinks like, is he also looking for the answer? Like, is he hoping that he's wrong? Like, is he hoping that something will show him that like
no,
there is an
I
afterlife?
think that he thinks that he is so right, that he is a megalomaniac and he has to prove to everybody else that they are wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyways, they're like lying there dying together and she's praying, and then
A miracle happens.
And then the miracle happens, and the other sister gets up and clubs him with that piece of wood that conveniently fell down with the nails earlier.
Yeah. You see that close-up shot of those nails, and then you don't see it again until like the last 2 minutes.
Yep, right as they're going through his fucking head.
And then she dies, I guess, right after that.
Yep. And then it was interesting to me because it was like, that's when Sister Paxton was like holding her and like, and not when she first like got.
Well, I mean, like Hugh Grant was over there with a box cutter.
Fair.
Cutting her arm open.
Touche.
But she gets out.
Yeah.
Through the window.
She goes out through the window. And so
it's snowing now.
Yeah, now it's snowing. And so the thing we then have to talk about is like in the beginning how she had made that statement that when she died, she wanted to be a butterfly and land on the finger of like whoever she loved or whatever, so they'd know that she was okay.
Well, also, Hugh Grant talks about the butterfly dream.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where like, am I a butterfly dreaming to be a human, or am I a human dreaming to be a butterfly?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's real, or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm just saying
it's a motif.
It keeps happening.
Like when they get to the basement and there's the butterfly up in the little like.
Well, something about her cell phone too. Like she still didn't have service, right, when she got out of the walls.
Right. So here's the thing. So the first time I saw this movie, and she gets out, I didn't pay attention to the cell phone not having service. I just saw. I was like, oh, she got out. I took it literally. I saw the butterfly land on her finger. And I was like, oh, it's the other sister missionary landing on her finger. Like, everything's okay. And I was like, happy ending. Watching it this time, I was like, oh, she died. She didn't make it out. She doesn't have service. Suddenly she's in the snow, the like 9th level of hell. Yeah. And there's no cell phone service. And there's this butterfly, which could be Sister Paxton. It could be him.
Or she's dreaming as the butterfly.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a butterfly dreaming.
This time I totally, because the thing is like when she got out the window this time and I'm looking around and I'm like, nothing about where she came out reveals that she is actually outside of the house.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, she died.
She might have died.
Yeah.
I mean, they make this big, they have this big conversation about near-death experiences and hallucinating earlier in the movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what's happening right now.
Yeah,
right?
And that's what I totally think is happening. I think she's
supported by the idea that she wants to come back as a butterfly or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the shot of like her watching the butterfly fly away, but there's no butterfly. It's just her eyes like going like this.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, didn't catch that. Yeah. Good one, buddy.
Yeah. Well, you see it land on her finger and then she goes like this.
But you don't see
no butterfly.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the last shot of the movie.
How'd you interpret it? Were you immediately like, oh, she dead? Or were
the first time I watched it, I was just like, she got away. I don't like whatever.
Same.
And then now watching this movie, really watching it to try to like figure out what's the theme here, you know, all this symbolism and whatnot. I go, oh, maybe they left it ambiguous regardless. Like, I don't think that there's a permanent answer, but like, I think, yeah, she's probably, she can be dead in this.
Fucking hate ambiguous endings. I cannot take them. Like,
yeah.
I need to know. You just fucking tell me, how did it fucking end?
Whatever you want, though. That's the best part of it. Whatever you want is the end.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You want her to be alive, she's alive. And that was Sister Pax or whatever landing on her finger.
But it's funny.
Maybe it was Hugh Grant landing on her finger.
I can't think of another movie, though, with an ambiguous ending where I've watched it once, felt like something happened, watched another time, and been like, oh, it's the complete opposite thing that happened. Which is cool. I think that's a cool thing about this.
Well, I think it depends. I think like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's alive or dead in this movie.
Because she won. Because he couldn't break her face.
Because she won, exactly. Those are the best kinds of endings. Like when you can be like, it's not a cliffhanger. It's not like, oh, we'll never know. But it's just like, it doesn't, the point of the movie has been told now.
Yeah.
So it's just the cherry on top at this point.
I still fucking hate ambiguous endings, man. Hate them.
Which one? I'm struggling to even think of other ones now, but I tend to enjoy them if they're done right.
Fair. I mean, this one I would say is done very well.
Anyway, final thoughts of this movie. Anything else that you want to say? Did I rant too much in this episode?
No, not at all.
Let us know in the comments if Ben needs to talk less.
Yeah, let us know. I really appreciated a comment we got this morning on our Black Phone episode, like right after it dropped, Black Phone 2.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody immediately like had already put a comment before I even woke up, and it was, I agree with Maddi, and then wrote a long thing, and I was like, fuck yes, you're my homie, let's go.
About what? About what specific thing?
Do you want me to read it to you?
No, does she say what she agrees about?
Why do you assume it's a she?
Or he? Sorry, I don't know. I did assume it was a she though.
We do. I'm just gonna read it to you so you know. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. It was on Black Phone. Well, they never mind. It is for the second one. It says, I agree with Maddi. This film isn't as good as the first. I felt it lacked the progression and the build the Black Phone had so well, with detailed flashbacks, direct connections to Finney, to the culmination of him taking down the grabber with all the other kids' help. But the sequel is still very good. I appreciated the focus switch from Finney to Gwen, also with the grabber sort of entering dreams and location switches to the lake camp. It honors the other horror franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th.
Did I not say that?
No, you did, which is why I thought it was funny that it specifically said, I agree with Maddi. I loved it.
I mean, I agree with Maddi too. So we got that in common.
Made me happy.
You're her number one fan or his fan.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know.
My favorite listener.
Yeah. Is it Nicole?
It's not. This listener, I hope they don't mind a shout out. It is Sci-Fi Aaron.
Cool, Aaron. Well, if you're still listening, let me know if I'm ranting too much.
Let us know, Aaron. Aaron's great because they comment on all our posts and like actually like engage with our content a lot and are great for conversation. So I
appreciate it.
I want their feedback. Does Ben rant too much?
Yeah, I want to know. I'm not going to stop. But maybe I'll tone it down just a little bit.
No, I think Chloe.
There's going to be plenty of times where I have nothing to say and I'm going to be like, why am I even doing this?
I 100% agreed with my wife when she was like, you guys need to watch more cerebral films because she knows you'll shine in the conversation.
Why doesn't she recommend some then? Why doesn't she tell us what to watch?
Because this ain't her podcast.
She can tell us what to watch.
All right.
I need some suggestions because, like, I don't know. What should we watch next? Tell us. Chloe, tell us.
Let us know in the comments, Chloe.
Yeah. Chloe East, tell us. What horror movie should we watch next? Is there going to be a Heretic 2?
Mom, what would you do with Heretic 2?
I guess you'd have to do a prequel.
Yeah. Ooh, that could be interesting.
Get a young Hugh Grant, de-age him.
It would be interesting to see how the first woman was caught and if he had a wife.
He doesn't have a house then. It's just like an apartment. You know?
Just the first level of hell.
You're hating this conversation. I could tell. You're like, let's end this shit. So we're going to end it. Final thoughts on the movie.
It's a good one. I think what I like about this movie is that it actually inspires debate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk away from it and be like, oh, I liked it or I didn't like it. This was a cool kill. Like I'm like, it gave me something to think about. I don't think you walk away from horror with that as much.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to watch a movie where there's tension, yet it's all conversation the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Anytime you can pull off a talkie as a horror, I'm about it.
Yeah. And you feel claustrophobic the whole time. You feel like you're trapped in there
Yeah.
with them, with this crazy dude.
Yeah.
All these close-ups of his face. You're just like, ugh, too close.
When he like riffs a little bit and he's like talking through the thing and he's like, I'm a weirdo.
I couldn't tell if they could hear him or not during that moment. It was so weird.
I thought it was funny.
I also like when he meowed, you know, apparently that was improv.
Yeah, I read that too, which is hilarious.
And made the girls laugh.
I feel like it has got to be so fun to play a crazy person and just to feel free to try whatever.
Yeah. I agree.
It's got to be
anyway, good movie. I agree. I think it's a good movie. I think it's enjoyable. I just think if you start to think about it the way that we do, it starts to break.
Yeah. Don't dive too deep.
Nah, just enjoy the ride.
Dive into the shallow pool.
Enjoy the ride. Well, you know, it took them 10 years to make this movie, so it seems like a long time.
It took him 10 years. Give him 10 minutes of thought afterwards.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, well I don't know what we're recording next.
We got Hokum.
Is that this weekend? Do I have to go watch that this weekend?
No, it's going to be a fast one. So this will come out next week, and then we have to see Hokum and record on Sunday. We got to do a fast turnaround.
Love those.
Always a blast.
Yeah. I got so much time to edit this one now.
And yet my money's on the fact that you'll edit it Tuesday morning.
No, I won't. I won't. In my defense, I started editing this week's on Monday. So
fair.
I like to do it over 2 days because, like, I just need to walk away. My ADD kicks in. I'm just like, I can't do this right now.
Fair. Have you edited Terrifier yet? Are we ever going to do those?
No. I haven't. All right. Well, till next time. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
You say bye?
Peace out.
Bye. Later.